Ho, ho, ho! We made it.
Merry Christmas.
Goodness. Merry Christmas to you too. Ho, ho, ho.
As you can tell, I'm still in the blank basement here. It will be all Christmassy very soon, I guarantee you that. Just go wait for, obviously, Lauren's birthday. Then we celebrate our Christmas here, down in the cellar, in the old workroom. And Santa there, up there, getting all Christmassy festival there. Who can blame him? You know, the guy works nights, he works hard, you know, and he gets a sack at the end of it.
Did you say I get a sack? A sack at the end of it? An empty sack.
Well, 1 second, I just got
And there he was gone. My goodness. I have been so busy as of late. Ton of mail come in. As you can see, when they address it to me, it comes in Santa Claus, North Pole, Canada, HOH, OHO. Of course, there's also a British address too that for the life of me, I can't remember it now. Oh, it must be my age. I've been getting a lot of the videos out too on my dedicated channel to children and their families, which is really nice to get out there. My goodness. I seem to have lost my elf. Very busy. So I'm gearing up. Tomorrow I'm back in the mall at West Edmonton Mall. Doing a late shift tomorrow, working from 3:30 in the afternoon until 8:30 at night. And then the following morning, I'm off on my sleigh to the town of Wainwright in Alberta. I'll be visiting a senior's residence there, and then I'm going to be stopping by an optometrist's office that's raising funds for the local food banks. So I'll be helping them out as well. It was really great stopping by and seeing what Coining Around was doing with the Toys for Tots fundraiser last night. If any of you haven't seen it, by all means, check out the Toys for Tots fundraiser. It's actually going on again. Actually, on the 6th. On the 6th. Yes, it's tomorrow. And that'll be on Ghost Nancy T's channel. And it's the second half. And Ida Herring has been very, very helpful in raising funds. She's done some great donations. And I would suggest anybody that gets a chance to go over and visit them. They do auctions and different games and just a little bit of merrymaking. That's really nice to see. I just got a lovely parcel into from Sandman Coins and Collectables the other day as well, which was quite pleasant to see. So how's everybody else? What do we got in chat here today? CPA Prospecting. Christopher Ty, always good to see. Madwood Barbecue. I was sitting back and watching a video on Blackpool. Now, it's a place I've always wanted to visit in the UK, but it looks kind of dreary this time of year. Not a heck of a lot going on, but it certainly looks like an interesting place to visit. Maybe if I ever get to see some of the Mrs. C's family and live in Manchester, I'll get up that way and check it out. But during the summer months, I don't think I'm going to go during the winter. I'm too busy anyway. Yes, Ida is really nice. I get the biggest charges. She's what I call a morning lark. She is definitely not a night owl at all. So when she was on quite late last night, you could tell that she was starting to drag a little bit, and hopefully she managed to do her. Well, I'm pretty sure she did her gathering of coin collectors and hit her community this morning.
Hello.
What, you disappeared on me?
Yeah, I had a phone call. Sorry.
I
had a phone call. To be honest, my friend, he's borderline diabetes, and because I had to go on a kidney diet, a dialysis diet, he's trying to get like pointers what would be good, and it's difficult. Hey, it's difficult to because obviously mine wasn't down to diabetes, and I said to him, you can, at the moment you're on a reverse scale, you know what I mean, so you can reverse what he's got, but keep to it, basically. But he's doing all right, but he understandably gets a bit worried, which is natural. Darren Barrett, Madwood Barbecue, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt, EAC. Saw Polar Bear's video yesterday. It was really funny. So how is Mr. Cartoon Universe doing?
I'm doing well. I'm gonna throw what I need to. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. How are you doing, Dale?
You just got to keep smiling. Put it that way. You just got to
Dale's trying to be a happy hypocrite. When he feels bad, he's good and getting better.
Nice. Nice.
Put it this way, I am dizzy as heck. I am tired. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm waiting for a scan. But you just got to keep smiling. So if you've missed my streams, I apologize. And Santa saw one of my breakfasts the other day.
Yeah, I thought I was watching George Jetson having his meals. Nothing but pills. Pills.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll have one of those steak pills.
It's easier to eat at pharmacy.
Nice.
And that's just in the morning. Actually, I didn't actually put all the pills. I had another 4 more to take straight after that, which I forgot about.
So hey, did you get my follow-up email that I sent you.
But of course I did.
Alright.
It's what's the right word in today's modern technology? It's in queue.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just added a bit more detail to original one. Tell you about everything going on with that little one. So
No,
yeah,
no problem, DJ. Yeah, I'm continually putting them out. They're not coming in hard and fast, but I want to make
yeah,
sure
yeah,
they're fairly good. So what I do,
yeah.
I rewrite it.
I get it, and thank you. You know that would definitely be a good video for both her mom and her to see. So yeah.
Yeah,
Y-
they'll definitely like it.
nice. Yeah.
I got
Mm.
a thing on my phone which I want to try tomorrow, Santa. Um,
Oh,
I'm not going to try and use StreamYards. I'm not sure if anybody's seen this yet, but says go live together on YouTube.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's a new feature on YouTube.
so you can live stream together. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do tomorrow, rather than using StreamYards. Because obviously, we want a nice background and see if we can do all that sort of stuff as well. See if I can add in features and whatever.
Well, I think that's only when you're both on your mobile device.
Yeah, I'll be fine if it's on mobile. I'll be all right. So,
So, yeah.
well, you do know that I won't be here tomorrow or on Wednesday, because
Oh,
tomorrow I'm working the big chair,
oh, okay.
and I work it right through to 8:30 at night.
okay. So it won't work out tomorrow, Dale.
All right then. We'll try it anyway. I'll see how I can do it. If I mess it up, I mess it up, don't I?
And
Hmm.
and of
Treasure
course,
Home, Christopher Ty, Austrian Stacker, great to see you. Everybody, thank you for joining us today in this mad stream. And Santa's on his 700 subscribers. Get in.
and that's what I want to hear. Our treasured home. That's what I want to hear. Whoa,
Yep.
I just love it. When the little
Hey.
ones like the videos, that's great.
Yep.
They are really good.
Yeah, I sent it to her the night I saw it. So, yeah.
Ronsley, I'm sorry I've missed your streams. I've not been well. Been waiting on a scan result. Been in agony. I hope you're doing well. Sorry about Australia being kicked out of the World Cup. They played absolutely amazing. And if anybody's in Brazil, they won tonight. England is through. Unfortunately, USA were kicked out of the World Cup. And so Canada, but they are automatically in 4 years' time. 4 years' time as free host is Mexico, USA, and Canada.
Yeah, and no problem, Nancy. I knew y'all would want to see that. So, yeah, no problem at all.
Have a good night's sleep, Austrian Stacker.
You take care, Austrian Stacker.
Yeah,
And Austria's back in the World Cup next time you watch. It's back in the summer as well, so that's a good thing, not in the winter. So it's all broken up everything. Did you know if you're into the NFL, have a guess who is promoting soccer big time in America? Even more so, even though it's already there. Obviously, it's been there for the last God knows how many years. But Tom Brady.
Who?
Really?
Yeah, Tom Brady. He's getting. I don't know. He's doing something about football in America, soccer. That is.
Tom Brady, was he one of the Brady bunch?
No.
Yeah,
No,
that
not that Brady. I wish, but no. But yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Tom Brady had a. Was it when he played for the Patriots? He deflected the footballs.
Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah, he gets a bit deflated when he. And it wasn't until one of the officials picked up the ball and thought, "Hang on, this is a bit squashy," because they do allow certain pressures in football for the quarterbacks.
I thought they were always under pressure.
Or if you have like 10, 25 stone guys land on you. But yeah,
25 stoned guys. I
Yeah,
didn't think there were 25 guys on a team. And why are they? And why are they stoned?
Funny.
All right. 285-pound guys land on you.
That sounds like stoner British Bulldog to me.
I love British Bulldog. I missed that game. So that's probably why there's so much agony today. Is because of that game. We played it on concrete.
Yes, when they made that illegal here in Canada, there were a lot of kids upset.
Yeah, if you've never seen Bulldog, okay, you got one person, okay, and you're sat in a ring or whatever you use, and then you got as many kids as you possibly can on the other side, and you got to tag them, and whoever gets tagged brings up the wall, and until there's one last person, okay, and the only thing that protects you and your skin is concrete, and so you get rugby tackled or American football tackled, kicked, punched, clotheslined, whatever takes you down is fun. And
we played it in a grass field, and we would have the entire schoolyard for recess lined up in one long line.
Yeah,
and one poor lonely guy on the other side, and he'd have to rush and try to get past us all. Of course, he would tackle somebody, and they would end up on his side. But it wasn't tagging; it was full blown tackle. You had to get him on the ground in order to get him on your team. And it was really, you're right. By the time you finish, there's 200 kids all going after you.
One person, and you've got to get from one end to the other.
It was brutal.
It's like running a football field, running backwards. It depends how big you're playing.
Oh yeah, but it was fun. It just hurt.
Yeah. I'm actually not familiar with that game at all. So, yeah.
Playing that game, DJ, is a great way to end up being paranormal.
Yeah, but hey, close over paranormal.
Yeah, we used to have like a square. My school was like a square, so the whole piece of concrete and the wall was basically the grid area, and it was like a little five-a-side football pitch in the middle of that. And you weren't allowed to tag anybody if they went out. If you went out bounds, you was eliminated from the game.
Right.
That was kind of the rules. But as you said, you ran into somebody and you whacked him into the. I mean, the bricks were sticking out like the old windowsill bricks.
Oh, yeah.
And you whacked him there. Your head would fly off of that, and your ear fell off or whatever. You still played. You know what I mean? A bit of Dettol and stuff like that. Bull rush is another word for it as well. Says Silver T.
Hey, Neil.
Neil,
how are you doing?
Yeah, hey, we got a reindeer in the house.
Yeah.
Nice rap.
Yep.
He's a stag.
Apparently, he's a stag on a rotisserie. Got fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on fire, man. He's hot. When DJ comes, he's got to do a Christmas themed. What can we get? He could be a snowman.
What, DJ?
Yeah.
He'd be a snowman.
Yeah. All right.
Frosty the DJ.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually expecting that. I was expecting to say Frosty the Snowman, then not the DJ.
Yep.
So how is Neil doing?
I'm good, thanks. I'm doing pretty good. How are you all doing?
All right, doing all right. You know,
doing good.
I've been handed this book with nothing in it.
Again, I keep giving you that book.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Okay.
I couldn't figure what's right to you.
Here. Little magic here. I got words in it now.
Yeah.
No good.
The thing is, DJ, right? He's got free.
I got pictures in it now.
So how is Mr. Christopher Ty doing? Yeah, Conkers, love Conkers. Remember Conkers?
Conkers?
Yeah.
Yeah, Conkers was an amazing game. You had it on a string, and what people used to cheat, they used to put vinegar on it and bake them, make them really hard.
Yeah.
So when you smash your conker down, the whole conker explodes. You went, what? Their conker still sat there like smiling.
It was a dangerous game.
There's Conker World Championships.
I know.
And the technique is to get it short, yeah, and then bang. And have you ever heard of Dutch arrows? That was a fun game.
What?
Dutch arrows. Neil, when I explain this, Neil might remember this. You get a stick. You get like a gardening stick. Okay, like they hold up the roses or whatever. They're like little green sticks. And you shave them down to the most point, yeah. And then what you do, you cut the ends of them in a split cross like this, and you put playing cards in, and you tape it, and then you take the middle of it, and you take the bottom of it, and that gives it its weight, and then you get a shoelace, so your dad would go mad, yeah, that because you've only got one shoe, one lace in his shoe, or no laces in our case. Where's my bloody laces gone? My dad would say. Well, I'm playing with my Dutch arrow, Dad. Right? And what you do, you wrap it. You make a knot.
Yeah.
You make the knot in the shoelace, and then you hold it, and then you flick it. It's an old Roman. Don't know why it's called a Dutch arrow, but yeah, Dutch arrow. See, and it's an old Roman weapon, and they would fly about 200 feet, yeah, and there'll be a load of us like this, and we'll just lob them, at your friends in the other field, and then they would lob them back. You have to catch them.
Yeah.
I'm just curious how many of you fell out of the gene pool playing that game.
All of us.
Yeah.
Dutch arrows are amazing. And my friend goes, when I showed him, obviously introduced us to him, and he goes, what are these? And I goes, throw it. And he went out, he just threw the arrow and it went about 5 feet. He goes, what fun is this? I put some lace to it and lobs it. It went over the other field. He went, oh. And it's great at night as well. I do it at night. It's even funnier. All you can hear is this. And louder the whistle, you know it's getting closer to you, so you duck. Nope, I'm too young, says to know conkers. Yeah, right. Everybody knows conkers.
Yeah.
Dutch arrow, you've never heard of that one?
No.
No, I can't say I ever heard of it.
Definitely not. I mean,
Here you go, Dutch arrows.
cool.
How to throw Swiss arrow, Dutch arrow, Swiss arrow. Here you go, spin round it. Ready?
Okay, go ahead. Hold on. Let me make it big so we can see.
Okay, let me just get the video up, make sure there's no sound on it. Wait for the advertisements first. We used to make them with garden, not as thick as this, but we make them with garden because they're lighter. And you used to wrap tape around and whatever you had. Actually, you can probably.
Oh, TREASURE. This project out a new English book, Whittling the Wild. German version calls It's It Yourself.
So get a bit better
Buy
picture.
the book, find the description box below.
Oops, ready? That's gone.
You do know that they have that game in the United States and they banned it.
I don't know.
That's
I'm-
probably
I'm-
why I never roll of it.
Too many kids were being impaled.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
It
Yeah.
was good fun.
Scary stuff.
Because otherwise, if you threw it, if you threw it, and there was nobody to go and get it, it was like a long walk to go and retrieve it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of boring. So we ended up like a few lads making them up, just lobbing in the air. William,
Has everybody started their rapping yet?
yeah, I'm really good at my rapping.
Yeah. Yeah.
I meant rapping.
I used to be.
Presents, not rapping as in music.
My Christmas presents are wrapped up, ready to be delivered.
I have one left right now, but I have 5 more
Don't tell me what it is yet.
to get done.
No, we
Yeah.
got a few to get. I got a few more to get, and then we're done. Well, I'm done. All I got to get is my brother, my buddy, Zoe. Oh, damn it! I forgot Zoe. Oh, sorry.
You forgot Zoe.
I did send Neil the
She
present.
shouldn't be now.
I was gonna get her, but I don't think I'll be here for next Christmas.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I can't tell you what I'm going to get her as well because, so I sent the picture to Neil.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll survive after this.
Not if she sees it.
No, it's not whether she sees it or not. It's what it contains. Isn't that right?
Now wait a minute. You're sending something to Zoe, and you're worried about what it's containing.
Yeah.
This should be a thing.
It's the after effect. It's not what it is. It's the after effect.
That means she might crack you in the back of the head
With an axe, probably. Yeah.
with an axe. No,
Oh.
Neil knows exactly what I'm on about. Actually, I can send you a picture on Instagram, can't I?
I don't want that. Them
Yeah.
pills.
They're a kind of a medication.
a medication.
Yeah.
You're going to wrap a present filled with meds.
Yeah. Here we go. Like this.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, you can fill in the rest.
You can't show that on the Santa Claus show.
What? What was that?
You can guess the next two letters.
I don't want that.
Why? That's perfect for you.
I don't want to.
That'll be a nice surprise for you, Zoe.
Honestly, he is such a naughty elf.
Yep.
I think for the price, I think they're quite good.
Probably be available to be an elf.
I'm not going to be available to be an elf next year. Like some kind of, I don't know, memorial with an elf hat on it. Dale was here. Silver T says Zorgi will put out a Zorgilandian battle axe. It has built-in photon blaster.
Yeah, like that.
I knew it.
I just found the perfect tag for a present for YouTubers who like using those silly wheels for doing draws.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Oh, we don't do that on this channel. We don't use a silly wheel.
It's a good thing it's winter, or the lightning would have hit you just now.
So, is everybody sorted for Christmas? Have everybody got everything they needed or wanted? If not, Santa's got it in his shed somewhere.
Yeah. My last two gifts got here today, so I got everything that I ordered for my family, so I'm good to go.
Well, I'm glad to hear someone is good to go.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I want for Christmas?
What?
A nap.
We get you a nap.
I want to be able to relax in a Santa-sized hot tub.
That should sleigh.
Back and go, oh, that feels so good. That sleigh is so bumpy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in the air. How is it bumpy?
Tell me something. Have you ever flown in an aircraft and you have ups and downs?
Yeah.
Try that in a sleigh with no seatbelt.
So hang on a minute. So the sleigh is like catching a ball. do you remember when you used to play that in that cone and you flip the ball and it goes up and you have to try and catch it?
Yeah. Yeah. maybe Sarah should put a seatbelt on the
Yeah, that's
sleigh.
the point. Safety first there, Santa. Now, come on.
We're a little behind times here. Come on. My phone up here is still push button. We got rid of the rotary dial just last week.
I think we're still on Telegraph. Beep, 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 beep.
And our internet runs on the Aurora Borealis. It's it's constantly going out.
Yeah. It's like a kitchen light and it flickers.
It flickers constantly. It's just terrible. I'm still wondering what this design is on Neil's head. It's so interesting.
It's funny, we just put him in Wi-Fi, right, in the sleigh. Okay, we've been working hard on his sleigh.
Aha! Christmas lights.
It should turn on, but it's not. There should be lights that light up, but there's not light, you know.
Yeah.
That's British electricity for you then.
You know, our better halves could have a lot of fun with that, because you put them on a man's head and they don't come on. You put them on a woman's head, the light bulbs turn on.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
Zoe, so she has a bright idea, not just one light, it's multitude. Our car goes in for an MOT on January the 3rd to a much decent company, because we've had problems with our car last year, and the garage ripped us off big time. We spent a lot of money on them, and the car wasn't fixed. Still wasn't fixed. And they said, if we bring the car in again, we're just going to hold it to ransom. And count that's where women can play adult Twister.
You know, we don't mention Twister up here in the North Pole, because when it first came out, all the elves wanted to play it, so they wanted me to play the game. I had to replace at least a half a dozen elves. They were all crushed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was the guy with the dial. Can you imagine it though? Put you got the elf is obviously going to be tiny, and then you got Santa, which is obviously going to be huge, and then when an elf says left leg, on the yellow and left leg on red, then you got Santa going.
Either that or you have an elf on your back.
It's like wrestling.
Reach it.
Not to mention, yeah, the hip replacement for Santa. When we have to pick Santa up, this is the noise you hear. Beep, beep, beep.
Only if I'm walking backwards.
Now we have to get the forklift in.
Oh my goodness. All right, I got this tag box sorted out now.
Yay! His tag box sorted.
Yeah, I went through an awful lot, and they get when you're going through so many at once, they get kind of messy.
Oh, by the way, I still have to do my mailing. I haven't had around to do it because if I'm writing anything at the moment, it is just terrible with my writing at the moment. So I apologise. I've ordered more stuff today. Hopefully that'll be coming soon for the next memberships. We lost DJ. It's been getting quite hot there. So please be aware that I am behind on things. I'm trying to catch up with my comments. That's my priority at the moment. So if you have written to me and I haven't got round to it yet, I will get to you, I promise. I have read the messages and thank you and comments and people watching. And I can't thank you guys for that. It's just that when you type in on the amount of medication I'm on, it is just pointless trying to write anything because it just comes out in all sorts of languages. Santa, any advice? I'm taking a French Canadian man out fishing later today. Any do's and don'ts? Oh, he's got a
That's
2 trillion Zimbabwe dollar, yeah.
oh yes,
$10 trillion.
getting bigger all the time.
I've got $100 trillion.
Silver
They are
Key,
really
we're
valuable
going to
now.
give you some advice, but you're down in New Zealand, and oh my goodness, the red seal.
Oh, red seal $2.
Hold on, I can't think what's special about this red seal besides the lines.
1953, I think. Is that 1953?
Yeah,
Are the numbers?
I think it is. Sorry?
I say, are the numbers matching on it? Is there anything unique other than being red seal?
The red seal.
It's just the red seal, I think.
Have a look at the numbers. Hang on a minute. 6. Hang on. 6, 7, 8. So you've got a triple. Oh, if that 2 was a 5, that'd be awesome. You'd have obviously 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you almost had a run. So you got 2 doubles and a run. 6, 7, 8. I think I think they only made 250,000 of them.
Okay, I'm going to address Silver T's question.
Okay.
Since he's down in New Zealand, I can't be talking ice fishing, but he's got a French Canadian with him. So if you want to get on his good side, make sure you pack up a little bit of gravy, some squeaky cheese, and French fries. While you're out fishing, make the man some poutine. He will love it. Make him feel at home.
What's squeaky cheese?
What is squeaky cheese? Squeaky cheese is cheese that typically you get it in a bag. It tends to be a little bit saltier, and when you bite into it, it's squeaky.
Oh. $2. Can't see the serial number. See, I'm not sure which figure. Is it Star Note?
Yeah, it's a star note. I'll try and there you go.
I know. Yeah, so just trying to figure out your date of, because the date of birth works backwards there. You know what a star note means though, right, Neil, yeah?
Yeah, I know that what they are.
So that is 1989. So what's that? That could be the 4th of the 7th, 1989, or I can't remember. The American does their dates and Canadian does their dates. PA Patriot Prospecting. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello to you. Dimebag Darren, sorry brother. Is that another star note there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the rarity goes as well is with you got the governor of the federation, I think, or the Federal Reserve, and the governor of the registrar or something like that. I can't remember the signatures off the top of my head at the moment. Oh, $5.
I'll take it out of there.
Was that red seal as well?
No.
Oh, star note. $5. Do you know what? I would try that one out. There is on, if you look at my serial numbers, my playlist, there's a website you can go to, and it gives you the.
Yeah, I've been on it.
You have been on it.
Yeah, I've been on it. Yeah.
Yeah, got a star note selection and non-star note, and it doesn't give you a value, of course, because that's down. It's like anything; it's down to you to determine that. But oh, Nippon, 1,000 yen. Can't remember what those birds are called now.
I'm not sure.
Japanese. Anna, I'm crazy.
That's for sure.
I don't think I got that one, to be honest. I got those. No, I don't think they're cranes. I got them, but I can't remember what they are. Oh my God.
Birds of Paradise?
Is that Nepal? I think that's Nepal, that one, actually. 5 rupees. I can't see it on them very well. Oh, that's Madagascar. Yeah, got the frog on it. They're pretty cool. They are. That's the anything on the banknotes that I do, I put all the information on it and what each thing is. That's Indian, isn't it? No, it's not. Yes, it is.
That's India, yeah, Bank of India. Nigeria.
Yeah. It's kind of a bit late on mine, to be honest.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just the way it works. I just like the. Oh, is that Russian or
I
Chinese?
don't know if it is. I'm not sure, to be honest. It could be Russian.
Yeah. I don't think I got that one. I don't think I got any of those. I got the some of them you have, but not all of them. Or Libyan. I don't think I got any of those ones yet. Yeah, when I do those banknotes, I put like what the building is. I find out what the building is when it was built, why it was built, anything like that.
Yeah.
In the description, so people, when they look at it, they can see where the security is supposed to be, what the security is supposed to be. I don't think I've got any of those ones. I like those ones.
This is Russia.
Yeah, that's Russian. I don't think I've got any of those in particular. And the reason why I like those type of bills, especially the old German ones with all the writing in it, I like a lot of text. Gosh. Is it Taiwan?
I think something like that, yeah. Yeah.
They're very pretty notes there. They come in mint condition as well. They're well kept.
Yeah, they do.
Very rare you see a bad banknote from their country. I don't think I've got that one. No, I haven't got that one.
You've probably got one of those.
Yeah, I got a few of those.
They can seem common, those ones.
If you tip it at an angle, you can see it a bit better rather than, I don't know what's going on.
See, the one thing I like about looking at bills on here is that you can actually see them, whereas when you're trying to show coins, especially those,
Yeah, it's harder. Yeah.
hard to see them.
Yeah. Oh, gold backs. Now that's real
Oh,
gold. You know?
flash the old gold back at us. Is
Yeah,
that
you're gonna keep them because they are actual gold.
yeah, recoverable gold. They're awesome. But again, they're not so much for collecting as they are for bartering.
Yeah. Oh, Venezuelan. 1,000,
Unusual.
whatever it is. They're like plastic, aren't they?
Yeah, the feel funny.
I don't. They don't look like they're polymer,
They are.
are they?
Yeah. Not as like thick. They feel more papery. I think they're much better feel than what we've got. JJ, I'll
Yeah.
get your stuff out to you, my friend. I haven't been well, sir. I will get your stuff out to you, I promise. And to Doug Harding and to
This side's a different. I don't know. It feels different on one side.
it feels kind of strange. They're nice banknotes, so very long.
Yeah.
So if you put that against a dollar bill, you see how long it actually is. Oh yeah, that is lovely. I do like them. It's presidential dollars, man.
Kind of like Santa said, it's hard to.
You've been reading the history on them and everything as well.
Kinda, yeah, yeah. These
It's
are.
like comics. It's the history behind them. They go hand in hand. You know.
I don't know if you can see what they are.
When you get yourself a display area, they come out really well. You know.
Yeah. That to show those.
What you're doing, Neil, you're buying what you like, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, you're not stuck to I'm going to get this selection, but you're missing out on others. You know, you just buy what you enjoy.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I get criticised on my coins a lot. And I do like circulated coins. I like worn coins because they've been used in the right way.
Yeah.
And I don't care what the condition is. I would never criticise anybody's collection because it's what they like and what they can collect and what you can afford to collect.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a big collection, a very big collection, but I can't get it all out because it is what it is. You know, it's just space. And if I got it all out, it would probably cover the whole floor and more.
Yeah.
I've got so much stuff in the cupboard, in suitcases, in other boxes, and so I can only get out like I mean, if what I've shown you online. If you look at my videos, all my videos and stuff like that, take away all the other stuff, my videos alone, that's just the tip of the iceberg out of literally a few coins I've bought when I was offline and coins I had to show. Look at that. Look at that. It's not a bad collection for start off.
That world coin.
And it looks pretty neat as well, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is all world coins. I mean, that's for.
It looks like he's done the same as what you did, Dale, where you're using the larger pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do the trading card pocket, and then I've got another one full of all coins.
I do use those trading cards because you can put the flips in there. And it doesn't matter what size the flips are because the sleeves are going to be the same size. So you haven't got these coin books, which are specially made, and they get to a certain date, then you've got to get another book. Oh, that's nice. Is that a British tank?
This is the Iraq Gulf War veteran.
Okay. So that's what the that's going to be the Abrahams then, isn't it?
It's one of those copper rounds.
See, that's nice. I mean, that's actually a commemorative. So I wouldn't not stop. Me personally, I do like those. I think copper is actually an underrated metal.
Yeah.
And but they do come out nice in some patterns, you know.
I don't know if you can see what it
Is
is.
that like, oh, that's like a mercury dime. That's got the axe
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
quivel, they would call that. Yeah, mercury dime. Her actual real name is Marianne.
The 7-1 detector is in the house.
I've got this one, but it's got a gun on it. I don't really want to show it.
Oh, that must be the Second Amendment.
It just says M16 rifle have.
Oh, that's going to be Vietnam then, or the Second Amendment for the right to bear arms. Could be either one. You can show it. It's not going to hurt anything, I suppose. It's
I
only
don't-
a picture
I won't-
at the end of the day.
I don't think it's anything special. It's just
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be to do with the Second Amendment myself.
it's just got the on the back.
What's on the front of it?
It's just
Oh, another
Copper.
commemorative.
Yeah, I can't tell by the lighting. Is that copper or silver?
It's copper.
That's copper. Okay.
I think it's a very underrated metal. I think some of the designs you get bring it out so much better than silver sometimes. Yeah, that's going to be for the service people, you know, personnel during the Vietnam War.
That's a really small coin. Free preppant.
You know what another name for a threepence is, don't you?
3 pence?
There's another name.
3 pence.
Another name. A Joey.
A Joey.
Yeah.
That's a 6 pence. If I can get it.
That's one of my favourite designs, that is. That's silver as well. That's going to be 1947. You just missed out on the silver content there. Anything above 1947 is Croupo nickel.
There's the 12th of a shilling from Jersey.
Oh yeah, that's pretty neat. Do you realise how small minted they are? How many what the mintage is on them? They're going to be about 200,000.
That's 10p from Ireland.
Yeah, and that's they call that the Celtic harp.
Is that what that is? Oh, I was thinking it was a cod or something like that.
Oh no, on about on the front of the coin, the obverse.
Oh, the harp, right? Yeah.
And if your coins spin round in the flip, Neil,
Yeah.
what you do, you tap the edge, and then it'll go back right itself back up again.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what coin rather than trying to flick it around with your fingers and destroying the flip, just tap it to the top or the bottom, and then the coin will spin round until you get it where you need it without actually destroying the flip. Newton's law, that is. He was head of the mint.
Lauren. Hello.
Silver Knight, Kyle.
There's my Nazi German coins. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah. 1960. Yeah, that's going to be
Made a zinc.
Yeah.
That's a 10 penny. I've got a 5 penny and 1 penny.
Lauren. Two things. Silver Tea says, "Hi, Princess Sorgi." And can I have some water in there, please, sweetheart?
I think you shown that deal, didn't you? One of those.
Yeah, that's the guy with the anvil, the hammer.
Yeah.
I don't want to, I don't know what he's actually trying to do with the anvil that close, but I hope he.
I know. Yeah.
I hope it's a good shot. Do you think that's how they made like the statue of David? New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand. I like that coin. That's a nice coin.
They are very, and I'll tell you what, they're actually Silver Tea says they don't change them very often, but they're very low mintage coins. So
really, that's a 1 shilling. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, New Zealand. They have some nice coins actually. 1964, right?
1964, yes. And then
Silver Tea says, "I know that one. I know that one."
they're nice. Oh, Sweden.
Sweden. 2-all. I love those coins. Sweden. Not Swindon. Sweden.
Sweden.
No, Sweden. You said Swindon. So congratulations, though, Santa, on your 700 subscribers.
Oh, you saw that?
I mentioned it earlier, but I think that's absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
I got something to show you guys too. May I jump in?
I'll show you these two, and then that's it. I'll let you. Have you
Alright.
seen those still? I've just got two, and then
Yeah.
they're like the football ones, Spanish football.
Those Spanish, if you notice, it's got 1982 on it,
Yes.
which is quite confusing. It's actually 1980 World Cup. They're made for the 1982 Spanish World Cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
86 was Spain. So I think they hosted the Euros as well. So I think they won it that year in 1980, and I think they were going to because it was Spain 86. It's really, really confusing because but yeah, it's worth actually in my Spain coins. I think I've done some videos on them because obviously I can't do everything. There's so many coins to sort out.
Yeah, there is.
But if you ever see any of your coins, just go to my playlist or write in this coin, what year it is, what country it is, and then Coin World UK. I may or somebody may have it up, but they won't have it in detail the way I have it. Then a lot of people don't ever put in details in the description about the coins itself. My channel is more of a database.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, guys. I'm going to show you a few things I picked up from our friend Sandman Coins and Collectibles he sent me.
Oh, yeah, saw the video.
From the United States. These are the women on the Canadian, or sorry, on the U.S. quarters in 2022. And try to see that one there. That one there is Maya Angelou. She's a celebrated writer, performer, and social activist.
About time.
Included her on there.
About time they've actually put something different on the coins, to be honest.
Absolutely. And this one here is Dr. Sally Ride. You probably know her. She was a physicist, an astronaut, educator, and she was the first American woman in space. It's kind of a cool thing to get on the quarters.
I think she's on the space station as well.
This one here,
on the space station.
I got a charge out of this one. This here is Wilma Mankiller, and she was the first woman elected principal chief of the Cherokee Nation.
Wow,
which is kind of
and
cool.
what a name!
Yeah, she's a man killer, all right. This one here, again, both Philly and Denver. This one here is Nina Otero Warren. She was a leader in New Mexico's suffrage movement and the first woman superintendent of the Santa Fe public schools.
Fantastic, man.
Which is very cool. And one you may not have heard of, but you may have seen her on film and screen. This one here is Anna May Wong. She's the first Chinese-American film star in Hollywood.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
So I think doing things like that.
Do you know what? That is so much refreshing. I've always wanted something like that over here. Not just, philosophers, scientists. We've only ever had, I believe, one sports star on a coin, and that was Roger Bannister on a 50p. And there's some great sports stars.
Look out for 2023 because the U.S. are coming out with another 5 dedicated to women who did well, including people like Eleanor Roosevelt, Bessie Coleman, that sort of thing. So look for them in the U.S. 25-cent denomination coins. So thank you, Jason. Oh, by the way, he's sending me these every year. He's trying to get on my good side. Good man.
Yeah.
Jay, and if you want to get hungry, watch his cooking.
Yeah, I actually intend to try out some of his recipes. They look quite good.
I must confess, Zoe cooked a meal yesterday. I wasn't obviously I can't walk or anything at the moment, and that's how all I've been eating is pills, as you know, and the smell was coming through, and I was thinking, man. And I said, "Is dinner ready yet?" What are you cooking? Because I'm trying a recipe, she says, but she won't say whose recipe.
Right.
And man, she brought this stuff in. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. It wasn't enough. It was so good. I could have lived in that, whatever it was, with ease.
Well, you're sounding better, Dale. Are you feeling any better?
No, I'm not feeling any better. My feet, my foot, I don't know what's wrong with it. I had to go to the hospital. I think where I've been protecting my side, I now affected my feet.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to walk. And I had to go to the doctor straight away because the hospital won't do anything. They got to go through the doctors to go to the hospital. And they said, you're going to have to go on some more steroids.
Oh.
So they've had to go to my kidney doctor and said he's got to go on more steroids because he's got this problem. So now I'm on. Well, I showed Skipper I'm on this. I showed him the breakfast pills, which is round about, I would say, a good 12 tablets, and I missed out 4, so I got an extra 4 on top of that. And I got more. Then I got my anti-rejection pills and all that to go on with, and then I got to do that 4 times a day.
Well, you mix up the scrambled eggs with your gabapentin. The melted gelatin doesn't taste as bad.
Well, I've been on tramadol again, which I'm not supposed to be on because of my epilepsy.
Oh my goodness!
And that's what's knocked me out over the last few days. That's why the pain has been there, but it's been manageable. But now it's just coming on and said, whack, we're going to knock you out now. That's it. I think something's given up, you know, or given way. It's been going on for a long, long time, you know, and I've been telling my doctors, oh, you've got bruised ribs, you've got bruised. I bang me ribs, you know what I mean? I know where my ribs are. I know no doctor, but you know where your ribs are. But yeah, it's affecting my side. And the other day, I went to go and do some Christmas shopping. I got some decorations and stuff, and I walked into the store, went round to one aisle because I want to get you some stuff. I want to send some stuff out, and I said, I've got to go. I can't stand up. I can't stand up. And I was literally physically, my leg was shaking. I can't stand up. And then my toes are literally, I'm not being gross, but now are like black.
Oh.
So I don't know what's wrong with them. They are a bit, I don't know where I've been protecting my right side with my left side. But this is what it looked like. I don't know if you can get a decent, going to see it probably, but
Neil, I
that's what
love
it
the
looked
festive
like.
hat, by the way.
That's what it looked like.
Sorry?
And now it's black now. So it's all, I don't know whether it's just swollen because of what I've been protecting, I don't know. But my feet.
You got gout? He's got gout.
That's what she reckons.
That's what
The doctor didn't say that.
Yes.
It might be gout. It could be gout.
Gout, let it all out.
Not good stuff. Gout's horrible to have. Not nice.
The doctor said, "Oh, we got to check it first. Just can't say you've got an assumption."
Be careful now. When you complain about gout, it turns to pout.
It is gout. It's gout.
She's not following my feet. She kicked me the other day.
You didn't film it.
Oh man.
Now he cried like a girl.
Oh.
You cried like a girl.
What?
Everybody's got festive hats. I need to go get a festive hat. I need to have a festive hat on.
Oh, you should show that.
I'm sorry you've got gout.
Right, there we go. Ready?
All right, stop it.
Yeah, Zoe's on YouTube, by the way. She's in a swimming pool. She's actually in a swimming pool. This is what my brother's foot looks like here. He should have had this done years ago. This is my brother's foot.
Nobody wants to see that. It's disgusting.
I'm so glad you're sharing. I'm not hungry anymore.
Wow. Oh, yeah, that's what I done a few months ago. And it turned into... Ready?
Gout is what it turned into.
No, it didn't turn into goat, dumbass.
It did turn into
What?
gout.
So,
I have no idea what you're trying to show us. It looks like a meal.
yeah. Yummy. Ready?
What are you showing us?
My shepherd's pie I made.
It showed me his gout.
Gout, dumbass. She's just
Bring out the cuss box.
I know, we just love to wind each other up. It's like today, she's like getting all she's today, right? She's getting all like all fuzzed up about blinking paying for the car. And I said, yeah, okay, I got one, I've had my last payment, but I don't get paid until after Christmas now. And so that's why I put the car in on the 3rd of January, because I know I'm going to get paid. And she's worried about it.
What's that going on with your gout?
With your gout. With your doubt. With your doubt, woman.
I'll give you a kick in your foot in a minute if they've shut up.
Say sorry then. I was showing that picture of you.
You look like a cross between the Blues Brothers and Michael Jackson.
There you go.
Polar Bear was with Santa Claus. He tried, Polar Bear tried Terry's chocolate orange with caramel in it.
Toffee.
Oh, toffee in it. Sorry. Okay, get a scout in your brain. A stout in your brain, that is.
That's a goat in you. I know what mine sleeve running it, look.
Baby, you're supposed to put biscuits in your tea, not your sleeve.
No, this is Polar Bear's quiet cousin.
That's why he's Canadian. Canadian Polar Bear.
Sorry.
Get him in.
What do they call it if a goat gets gout?
What did he say, sorry?
What'd you get if a goat gets gout?
Don't know.
Grout. He probably gets a bit hoofy about it.
Goofy.
You have yourself a great dinner, Mad Wood Barbecue.
Oh, what? Okay, what is your favourite meat you have, other than turkey? Because turkey's going to be the one, isn't it? For your Christmas dinner.
Ham, because it's easy.
Ham.
Ham, because it's easy.
Gammon ham. Yummy.
Okay, well, we here in Canada, thank goodness our Thanksgiving's not so close to Christmas. We in my household, we have the ham at Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And then we have turkey for the Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
And the turkey is not a turkey, it's more like an ostrich. It's quite large. I think the last 20-pound turkey. It was huge. And it's stuffed to the brim. The stuffing is absolutely delicious. And we serve it with a lovely turkey gravy, lots of mashed potatoes, sweet potato. Oh, sweet potato. Lots of the jelly cranberry sauce, which is wonderful. Sprigs of holly all over the place. We've got a wide variety of carrots and peas and corn and all kinds of different side dishes. And of course, along the side, we have our mincemeat pies. Mincemeat pies, Elf.
Yeah, can't stand mincemeat.
I know, that's why I said it.
The tradition my wife got into years ago, when we go over to her family's for Christmas, they always have her make a couple pans of lasagna. So
yeah, I've heard of that too. The biggest thing though I look forward to, and by the time I've eaten all my turkey and I'm totally stuffed, is the trifle.
Oh, I'm gonna make you a trifle.
It would never last the journey.
No, I told you, when I'm better, when I can get my passport,
yeah,
I'm come to Canada and I'm personally gonna make you a trifle.
You're gonna make me a trifle. I will make
you Tracy, Megan, and whoever wants to try it. I can make trifles all day. It's my favourite thing to make.
Now, if you're going to go to Canada, then you got to make a left turn and come down here into the States, down to Indiana, and make me a trifle too.
Okay, that's a deal. Okay.
Okay, it's a deal. Yeah. I don't know which side.
Wants me, Lord.
Happy boys.
What meat does Neil have?
Neil, what meat do you have? Because you're quite a fussy eater, I hear.
I like ham. Turkey's okay, but I'm not big on chicken. I mean, turkey's okay.
Because obviously when Zoe's doing stuff, I've seen the comment, and fair enough. I am probably the world's fussiest eater, to be fair. And I say I'm not fussy. I just like what I like. So I haven't got to go through the ultimate thing. Oh, what do I have? What can I eat today? I've just got a selection. It's a plain Jane selection. I haven't got to go through all these things. Go, I like that. I'll eat that. Easy, done, dusted.
That's why
Yeah.
it's got cake.
Can't go.
What I'd like to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
every-
That's why you got to go.
What I'd like to
Can't
have
go wrong with that.
Christmas is
Spend
How
most
was
of the
good.
20 minutes deciding what they want to eat, Zoe. Unless she eats out the pedal bin, of course.
I'd like to have quail every Christmas, but my wife just does not have an adventurous palate either. So I can never get quail around here, and I love quail.
I've been to our cupboards, and I've gone, open them up, and I've gone, what's this? And she goes, I like that, 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 I like that. I'm like, I don't.
Okay, tonight,
Well,
That was
it's a good thing she has a strange taste. I mean, if not, she wouldn't be with you, right?
exactly.
Hang on a minute. She got strange taste, okay? Okay, won't mention anything else. Will be chicken and rice.
Oh, shut your face.
Twiglets are an appropriate alternative to meat.
Kick your foot out about that. And everybody online.
Pizza on Christmas Eve. Look at
What
that.
are twiglets?
I thought Twiglets.
Kyle, you got to come on and show your twiglets. Oh, that sounded dirty.
I don't know what
Do you
Twiglets.
know what? I don't like Marmite, right? Marmite's disgusting.
Ew, Marmite should not be served to anybody.
Right, but I'll tell you what, a
A
few months ago, I think it's actually last year, we found some Marmite Twiglets, didn't we? And I'll tell you what, I didn't realise they were Marmite flavour, and they didn't taste like Marmite. They taste like just like burnt sticks. And they're actually not too bad.
I got them out the garden.
Just washing dishes.
Babe, you can't burn paper, so you're all right.
I can burn paper.
Babe, you can't hardly set a candle alight.
I'll set you a light. I can burn you.
Yeah, you burn me all right. Burn me ears.
Oh, Mrs. C likes pasta, so we have so many tomato dishes, lasagnas and spaghetti and rigatoni and name it. We end up eating it.
Marmite is a Kiwi staple in almost every. Oh no.
Marmite is beautiful.
No.
I'll tell you what though, I do have Santa's. I do have Santa's kryptonite. So if you're going to get anything like bad things, right, just remember this, okay? If Santa's naughty and he doesn't leave you any good presents, leave him out Marmite and mushy peas. You'll love it.
All right.
Yeah. I like mushy peas.
He's going to say something now.
If you think you had a naughty Christmas this Christmas, you do that to me. Ho, 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 ho. You ever heard of Krampus?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't.
Marmite with avocado, bacon on toast is yummy, says
Ooh.
Silver Tea.
Oh, I'll try that.
Marmite should be used to grease cars.
Guns. Marmite is the stuff that seals holes in roads.
I thought Marmite was the
Nice.
I thought Marmite was the things you had to pick out of a dog's bottom when they got worms.
That sounds about right.
Right, it does.
Here, I'll tell you.
It's something you definitely have to grow up with. It's like those crazies over in the UK that eat mushy peas.
Yum, yum.
See what I mean? Mrs. C loves mushy peas. I have to bring a can in every month so that she can have at least one meal mushy peas. I open the can and I gag and I have to go downstairs.
See, Neil lives in the United States. He's British. Do you like mushy peas?
Yes, I love them. I'd have them with my Christmas dinner.
See, it's
Mushy peas with turkey, that'd be fine.
All right. Well, while we're talking about Marmite dog butts, I might as well
Yeah.
tell this one too. You know, 3 years ago, the first time I went to my current urologist, he found out I had mushy peas, and then they discovered it was cancer. So,
Oh,
you know, I'm not a fan of mushy peas. Now, the food, yes, but not mushy peas.
kidding me?
I've had best,
What's mushy peas? Oh,
some of the best
Mushy
cuisine
peas.
in the world in the UK. I'll tell you right now, I've had some of the best meals I've ever had in the UK. And I left the UK and I landed in France,
that's mushy peas.
and I had a meal in oh, please don't show me that. And I landed in France, where I was, of course, in Dieppe along
Why do you stick the
along
cans?
the
They're really
coast.
mushy.
French do not. A lot of their meals are not as good as the British.
So, there you go. She went and got it just for you.
It's the same brand too.
So, Dale, how happy are you going to be when England beats France to go to the Final Four?
Yes! Get in!
You notice his pain went right away.
Yeah.
No, his pain's still right there with him. She just handed him the mushy peas.
Whoa!
Right, I'm going to tell you a story why I don't like mincemeat. Not mincemeat, the meat, but
The mincemeat tarts. You don't like them.
yeah, in the thing right now.
Oh, with a big dollop of whipped cream. Oh, so heavenly.
Right, I'm going to tell you why I don't eat them. I can't stand the smell of them. Now, I worked in a company called Wise's part-time when I was doing my full-time work and stuff. I used to work 2 or 3 jobs. And because if nothing was happening, I might as well earn some money, right? Anyway, I got a job working on the maintenance side. And one time they asked me to work, and I told them when I applied for the job, I said, I can't stand the smell of mincemeat. I don't like the look of mincemeat. I know what it is. Please do not send me there. And they said, okay. So I'll work anywhere else in the factory. I'll do any maintenance you want me to do. I'll do anything, but please don't put me in the mincemeat department. I'll be in the freezer. I'll be in the fridge. I'll be on anything, but please not put me in there. Anyway, this guy, one of the supervisors, thought he'd be a clever dick and put me into the mincemeat department and clean out all the hoppers. Now, the machines are massive. Well, they had these baths of mincemeat, and the smell was so overwhelming. You're supposed to be in there for like 15 minutes. They changed the workers over every 15 minutes because the smell was horrendous. And well, he left me in there for over 2 hours, and I was almost passing out with the smell. And I tipped over one of the hoppers because in health and safety law on this particular flip, every worker must only work in this place for 15 minutes because it is, unless you work in it, you can't really, open up a cake in the evening is different to seeing this stuff being made. And I said, how am I going to clean this up? And I'll kid you not, I saw Mum and Dad's grave. They told me to go and get a spade for maintenance, tip it back in the hopper, and the sucker will pump it up back into the machine. Of course, I had to run off, do my business. And they did. And that's exactly what they did. And this spade had concrete and dirt on it. And they were just going. And anyway, I had to come back. And I told the supervisor, and he said, don't care. He goes, you're going back in there. And so the next day I told the production manager what happened. And they shut down all the cakes, had to be returned, and they checked, and there was concrete bits in it and everything. Anyway, the smell has always kept with me, and I cannot get rid of that smell and or the look. And when I went back to my normal job, this new lady came. Well, she wasn't new, but I changed over departments, and I started working on secret stuff like microchips into like submarines and stuff like that. But anyway, this woman makes her own mincemeat, and she was giving the jars out to all the other ladies, make their own cakes or whatever. these pies. And I said, please don't show me that. And I told my boss what happened, because he knew I'd done 2 or 3 different jobs throughout the evening, earn a little bit more money. And he goes, Christine, don't show Dale that. Okay. He's told you about 60 times all day. And she goes, she opens up a jar, it's like a jam jar, and gone. And of course, I'm writing some stuff out, and she's gone, oh, look, and put it right under my nose. Right. So I grabs her box and just lobs it against the wall. I throws everything, smashes everything. Of course, she goes mad. And I goes, I've told you all day not to do that. Even my principal boss said, don't do it, don't do it. And the smell is
Lovely and delicious.
overwhelming.
It does explain why you have such a hate on for mincemeat.
Yeah, unless you work there in a factory, a cake factory.
Yeah.
And even in the cake factory says you're only supposed to be in it for 15 minutes because the smell is horrendous. You know, nothing you got on could be filtered. And this guy decided to keep me in there for an hour. I was literally passing out with the smell. The smell is just, this is worse than cat's wee. That's the only thing I can.
Ken of mine made mention that mushy peas sounds like cream corn. No, it's not.
No.
First off, picture overcooked peas that have a taste of baking soda. It's like something that I've never. Oh, it's like just.
Delicious.
Put it this way, Pebble Dash on the front of your house looks like mushy peas if it's sprayed green.
Ugh. You take those mushy peas, put them on a plate with a big dollop of mashed potatoes, and someone has come along and slapped on a big gob of mint jelly on top of the potatoes, and then slammed a great big mutton chop covered in what's it called now? That horrible stuff from India, curry gravy, like covering the whole plate. This is my mother-in-law. The first thing she thought, and pearl onions. She put pearl onions. All the stuff I dislike. And I just could not believe this. This is Christmas dinner. Are you serious?
Where'd Neil go?
Neil, come back.
Obviously.
Yeah, mushy peas and Marmite are worse.
Both things I love.
Yeah.
All right. So on a lighter note, I just got done shooting a live talking about not comic books this week, but again with friends in the music industry. This is where I was Friday.
Promotional video show. Oh, cool.
This was a video shoot for a rock band. There's the signatures on the back of that. Are you familiar with the band Collective Soul?
Nope.
Right.
But then
What's
again,
the name
I
of the band
haven't gotten out of the 1950s and early 60s.
Oh, no, I just dropped that under my chair. And there's the guitar pick.
Lauren's the band. You got the drumsticks as well.
I got all of it. Johnny Rabb from Collective Soul. This is a side project of his.
You've heard of him, haven't you?
Yeah.
So
He's got all the band signatures and
next.
That's really
It's a
cool.
band called New 80. It's a side project of his. It has members of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra,
I've heard of it.
members of Collective Soul. It's an all-star jam band, and they shot a video here in town. And the guitarist is a kid I've worked with for over 20 years, so they invited me to the VIP party video shoot. So I'll be turning up in another video. But yeah, I brought more swag home for my wife to go. Now, what are we gonna do with that? So
we got a troll in the house.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to it.
there you go, Dimebag. There's some Johnny Rabb sign sticks from Collective Soul. So, and like I said, this was the pick used in the video shoot, and that was the set list from the shoot. I didn't have any energy, but I still went out and did it. So,
Apparently,
of course, now I got
some Collective Soul.
Now I got to get under my chair because I dropped that set list and it got way down under here. All right. Pull me back up big screen because I got to climb under my chair. Because, of course, it just couldn't fall right beside me. It had to drop way over here.
Well, of course.
There we go. But, yeah.
That looks like a comfy old chair there, Skipper, doesn't it?
Oh, and talk about a fun set list. Doing some 80 songs. Don't You Forget About Me, Freeze Frame, Under the Milky Way,
Oh,
Let's
wow.
Dance, and When Doves Cry and Abracadabra. So that was some of the covers they did just for fun. Because they love that old 80s music, so. And they don't get to do it in their other bands, so they put together a band where they can just get together and goof off with some of their fun stuff. So, and then their sound, when they play originals, they sound like an 80s band, like an 80s synth pop rock band.
Kinnaman says, you're not the first one to retrieve stuff off the floor on camera.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, no. And now there's dirty comments in there.
Yeah, we got rid of them.
But yeah, that was my Friday. I barely had the energy to move all weekend, but I did that Friday, Saturday going into Sunday from like midnight till 6:30 in the morning. I was doing a live out of New York and Melbourne, Australia. So, but I love talking about my musical stuff, and like I can never remember which channel I talk about what, but I was the inspiration for a song Brian Nash from Frankie Goes to Hollywood that he wrote. Me and another SAS friend of his. So some days I talk coins, some days I talk music, some days I talk comic books.
Well, it's nice to have a variety of conversation starters, so it's really cool. If you're just stuck into one type of avenue, then you know. But when you can talk about and you experience this stuff, it's amazing.
Now, one way I'm going to cross them all over. I'm in conversations with Neil Gaiman's people about getting him on our Wednesday show. Talk to him about Sandman and the comics and the movies and the TV shows. And the other person I'm in talks with out of his management team out of London is Mick Jones from The Clash, who's a big comic book nerd. And we'll talk comic books and a little Clash and a little Big Audio Dynamite. So,
well, it's nice when you get to people like that. I mean, me and my friend, we go now and then to the snooker finals. And we do like both sessions, be there for everything. And I was actually talking to a snooker champion. You probably may not heard of him, but he was a world champion, Willie Thorne. And me and Steve was probably the last two people to talk to him before he passed away about a month later, who was actually part of the crowd.
yeah.
You know, which is actually quite shocking, really, because, you know, he fit and well. We didn't realise that he was actually quite ill.
Yeah.
And we were speaking to him. We was all stuck out in this hailstorm in Wales, in Cardiff. And he opened the door and he saw me and Steve, and he goes, "Come in this way," like in this back door. So we all about 6 of us went into this back door. I mean, the hailstones were terrible because they were coming off the not skyscrapers as such like New York, but you know, the quarter of the size, still tall buildings, and it was smashed off the glass and then coming down to us twice as hard. And of course, Willie Thorne's got like the boldest head you'll ever see in your life, and it's like Homer Simpson. And 6'6" guy, and of course, a famous person. You don't want to leave him outside. You know, the celebrity who's part of the commentary team. and he pulled us in, and we was actually quite lucky, right place at the right time. And we're from the crowd. I think we were probably the last people to actually speak to him because he never went to another venue after that. And then we found out. I got a great picture of him. And another thing we do is like where we sit. I get friendly with like the security guards, which is the best people to talk to, because they sort of let you do stuff you're not supposed to do. Like the entrance ways on TV, it's like shaped like a triangle, and so it looks like something out of Buck Rogers taking off. Basically, it's that sort of vibe, like Battlestar Galactica launch pad, So when the players come out, it looks all lit, like it lights up. And I said, "Can I take a picture down there?" And I was talking to him about 15 minutes prior at the coffee machine, and he goes, "Yeah, go on then, I'll let you on." But when somebody else did it, they went, "No." So that was pretty, for me, it's pretty cool. But we got all the players to sign the tickets as well. So, but because my friend paid for it as a Christmas present, it was only me. He goes, "Oh, you might as well have them." I goes, "No, Steve, you have the signed stuff, and I just have the blank stuff because that's like because I went down there and I got all to sign the tickets for him and gave him the signed tickets because that's like his thing, and he won't normally talk to people otherwise because he's quite shy that way. I just talk to anybody, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I know that.
And I got the last one he was up to was at Wales, and
So who's that snooker player? I'm drawing a blank on his name. The guy that just had a dozen world championships and
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, yeah. Were you a fan of Ronnie O'Sullivan?
Not really.
Yeah, I heard he was pretty abrasive.
Am I dating myself? I thought you were talking about Minnesota Fats.
That's Pool.
This is before anybody got there. We got in.
Yeah.
Because when he pulled us in, you see, and he was allowed to sit up there. There was nobody else there, and that was at the other snooker finals. This is at this is both in Wales. This is at Llandudno last year. Was it last year or this year? Might have been last year.
O'Sullivan's retired now, right?
He still does. I think he still plays. But my favourite player of all time is Steve Davis. When I was like I think it was my second or third time in hospital, he played down the Kingsdown club, and I think he just was the first professional to break £1 million, which doesn't seem like a lot of money today, but for them it was, it's like winning £5 million or whatever. And to do it in snooker was just not a very high return sport anyway. You have to play all year. In so many championships you only get like £5,000, £25,000, so to build £1 million up is quite a lot of money. And now they're all individually sponsored, where before they were only sponsored by the company that was sponsoring them at the time, and that covered the cost and everything. But when he played in Swindon, he actually took a trip up to PMH and he gave me a signed copy of, so it was like, wow, because I was quite a good snooker player. I was a really good pool player as well. Really good pool player. But now I can't bend down to get my chin to the cue. I haven't played for now, 10 years? 10, 15 years? No, about 10, 12 years. Because obviously my dialysis bag would be in the way, my dialysis tube. And now, but yeah, I just play. I miss playing. I love playing pool, snooker. I did other sports, but as a pastime sport, I never played for money, never hustled. My friends got hustled by a hustler. I knew the person. I think I told you Santa, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great. But I just like playing for fun, not to hustle anybody. But yeah, it's if you're into it, you know. When I went to America, I played obviously nine ball, 15 ball, spot stripes, play all that. Yeah, and my brother said to me, "Oh, you won't beat these," but he's never seen me play. My eldest brother's never seen me play, so I haven't met him. I've never did it much together. So, and he realised I was in the Super League, and won a bit of money in America. So, but I just paid for drinks all night with that.
My favorite pool story. I've met plenty of pro pool players and things, but when I went to Marines in 1988, I went through boot camp and then my training school. And when I got assigned to my unit, they rolled all us boots. They called the new guys boots out there. And in our barracks, they had a pool table that was sitting kind of crooked. And there was a guy in a unit named George Gietto who just owned that table. He'd play and he like owned that table. And a group of like 8 of us new guys came in and he started talking his trash and he's holding his custom made pool cue. And he's like, you know, I'll beat any of you. I'll beat any of you, but you got to pay to play. And I said, yeah, I'm not playing nickel and dime. And he just thought I was a cocky new guy. So he's like, I'll put down $250. I'll put down a week's pay on this. And I'm like, you'll put up $250 and you'll give me the break. And he said, yep. One of the best games I ever played in my life. I broke, I dropped 2 on the break. He never once leaned over the table. I dropped 2 on the break. I realized on the break, the way the table slanted one particular way.
Yeah.
And I noticed that. And once I did, I hit a good break, dropped a couple of them, and the balls just kind of laid in real good spots. Bing, 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 ran the table on him. Put the stick, and I had a, work stick that was just one of the house sticks, and I just set it down and I went, give me your money. And he's like, you got to let me win it back. You got to let me win it back. I said, yeah, man, shook on it and everything. You got to give me. He paid me $250. And he hated me for the next 2 years because I never gave him a chance to win it back.
Well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, and maybe I'd have beat him 3 out of 10 times on a given table, but I was like, I'm not going to beat that. You shouldn't have put $250. For $10, I'd have played him again the next game. But I'm like, nope, not going to do it again. So.
I've seen players lose thousands on in hustling. I know the hustlers. I mean, when you go down there's like 147. It's called because that's the maximum break, and there's a club called the 147. And we'll have to go in there. I'll go in there one day and show you. I've been going to that club. I haven't been there for I said for like 12 years. So I don't know what it's like inside now, but I've been going there since I was 7. So, and a 7-year-old trying to play on a 12-foot table, you know what I mean? This is a bit of a long way, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
12-foot by 6-foot table, and but you get used to it, and you play and play and play. I wasn't as good as my brothers. My brother above me was an amazing player. My dad was an amateur champion. He won the Amateur Championship 4 times. And we had a trophy room. It was full of just trophies. And he used to give us some trophies to go and play crunch and football, like pretend it's a football trophy because it's something he won back in the 60s, And he had loads of he had hundreds of his little ones, these little club ones, and he had his bigger ones. And I don't know what happened to him when he passed away, but they just all sort of disappeared. And if you ever heard of Joe or Fred Davis, snooker players. And I played on Joe Davis's personal table, and they were like between 20 years champions back in the 40s and 50s, and I think 60s as well. My dad won a personalised cue made from Joe Davis, and it was always on the mantelpiece. in this blue case. Wouldn't had to touch it. I never touched a cue once in my life. None of us, and that disappeared. I don't know where that went. That just gone. And my mum was well upset about that. But anyway, with pool, I preferred pool over snooker. I can play billiards really well. Snooker, my highest rate was about 104. I think it's around about the 80s, 70s, 80s. In pool, normal red, red and yellows, like we would play here. That would be, normally. There's always a path in pool. There's always a shot on. I was trained by a professional, and was not just me. It was quite a lot of young lads trained by a professional. They show you how to hit the ball properly, how to control the ball properly, and do other things. And I got, I had a decent cue. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to my snooker cue, but I still got my pool cue. That was a John Parrott, because I like John Parrott play. When Steve Davis sort of retired, I sort of obviously had to choose a new player to choose from. It was John Parrott, and of course I had John Parrott cue, similar cue, replica. It wasn't his cue, but replica, and I love that cue. It was oak, nice oak cue, and that was what they call a 3-piece cue. But yeah, anyway, you take care, Silver T. IBB for life, brother.
How could you have a 3-piece?
I don't know what happened to that, but yeah, I've seen people lose thousands of pounds of the hustlers. And my friend, he got ripped off big time. One time, I told Santa about it. With a guy called Ken White, who was an actual hustler. They wouldn't allow him into the professional game because he hustled. If you get heard of hustling for money, you cannot go into any open championships.
Yeah.
That's where the open is. Opens means you go into like the club state, and then you can play. Like you, me, Santa, we can all go and play, and then we go up through the ranks to the opens, and then you get seeded. But you're not sponsored. You have to pay for you have to pay for your hotel, your travel, and all that. Then once you get onto the telly scene, that's when you start. And once you're there all the time, you end up going into the leagues, and then you play nearly about 200 or 300 games a year, rather than just the 36 games on TV like they used to back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. So a 3-piece cue is like the cue comes apart in the middle, and then the weight on the bottom of it. Would that be?
Yeah, it's basically for the extension. You're playing twice. If you got a ball, and you got a ball is here and here, your cue's only what, 5 foot, say. So your cue's only that big. So what you do, you take the end off, and you put an extension on, called a 3-piece cue. So you can then it goes up to about that long. So then you can use the long piece and just not very stable, but it helps. But yeah, 2-piece cue just unravels and just goes into your sleeve. You can get a 1-piece cue, but you're talking, you're carrying a 1-piece cue around with you all the time. It's a pain in the ass, and they're prone to bending as well. The best way of checking a table is flat. Is to get your cue and roll your cue. And if you don't see any gaps in the nap of the cloth, that's when you've got a really, really good cue and a good table. The slate underneath, ask if it's been ironed or been washed down, because that determines the speed of the ball.
Yeah.
Because the ball's made of cobalt, so once you hit it, obviously if it's been ironed, you got more control. It's got more grip on the ball.
Yeah.
But if it's been washed, it go up and down like an ice rink.
Yeah. Isn't cobalt radioactive?
No, not. It's plastic. It's like a hard plastic.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying it was cobalt, like
yeah.
radioactive thing. Okay.
But no, it's like a really hard plastic. They used to be made of ivory years ago. Obviously, ivory's banned. So, and snooker's actually, just for the fun of it, is actually a French game. It actually was made. It was actually determined from France. So, and obviously the British took it over and adapted it to the way it is.
So again, France is going to go down to England. Hi, Kyle.
Hello.
Hey, Kyle.
I bought something new on the weekend, which I think Santa would appreciate.
It's a
That's a mini
self-portrait.
version of him.
Well, you know, he did try.
The only thing wrong with that, though, Kyle, he's not in the air trying to land back in his sleigh again.
I don't. Is Max with him?
Oh, sorry, Max.
Max, his dog.
Oh, that's the Grinch, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the Grinch. So how you doing, Kyle?
I'm not too bad. Just preparing for the build-up now for like the last bit of pause and stuff. We've got the turkey, we've got some of the trimmings. We just need to wait for the veg and everything now for ourselves, but just can't wait. Just have a few extra days off as well.
Yeah, I mean, days you get off now is like 4 days, 5 days.
Sorry, I was supposed to be working Christmas Eve, but I managed to book it off. So I've got Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off. I volunteered to work Boxing Day.
Okay.
Because I wanted to try and avoid working any other the bank holidays. So I thought if I volunteer for one, then I might be less of a target.
Yeah.
I've got because Christmas falls on a Sunday. I don't know what it's like in the States or in Canada, but if Christmas falls on a Saturday or a Sunday, then the following Monday becomes the bank holiday as well. And then if Boxing Day then gets eaten up by that extra day, then the Tuesday becomes a bank holiday also. So we get Christmas, which is the Sunday, and then the Monday and the Tuesday off. And is it? I can't remember. Isn't it similar for New Year or not?
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's similar for New Year for us.
I've been retired so long I can't remember.
Me too.
I can't remember if I think the second is a bank holiday for us as well as the first. Because it falls on a Sunday. If it falls on a weekend. what they do, they're a bit more generous to everyone because they think because you're normally on that day off anyway, so you might as well have another one off so you can spend it with your family. But it's the only time that they do that really with bank holidays anyway. Because all of the rest of the bank holidays, apart from Good Friday, are all Mondays anyway, with Easter as the exception.
Last time I worked it, I used to work Christmas days because obviously it used to just be me and my boy, and so I worked Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and then that gave me. I used to bank my hours, so that used to give me more time off in the year, and because my boy. I'll have our Boxing Day, our Christmas Day. If depends when he'd be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. There's no point in him coming over in the evening. He'd be zonked out, So it's pointless having him Christmas Day and keeping him up for no reason. He'd have had his dinner, so the next day, if I didn't have him Boxing Day, I'll have him. I think it was like the Good Friday or something. Whenever it was, whatever the day after is there. Then day is it then? Whatever, I can't remember now. Right, but anyway, yeah, I know. Right. So if I did have him Christmas Day, which is very rare, then obviously I wouldn't work at Christmas. But in normal, we used to have work the Christmas Eve till 12 or 4, whatever they decided to do. Have Christmas Day off, Boxing Day off, up until the Monday. That's what we used to do.
Because my wife works in a solicitor's, all of the courts shut down over Christmas, so she gets like 2 weeks enforced time off. Whereas because I work in a call center for a bank,
yeah,
we're only entitled to the usual like bank holidays, but even then, that there's no guarantee that we're going to get them off. Because sometimes they just pick people at random, or they make like a previous bank holidays that you've worked, just to make it fair on other people. As like last year, I volunteered to work. I think 3 of the 4 bank holidays, just to make sure that I get like New Year. Was it? I can't remember. I think I opted to try and have Christmas. Yeah, to make sure I had Christmas Day off.
Yeah,
I volunteered for the other 3 bank holidays because my wife has 2 weeks off anyway. It makes more sense just to ensure that I spend time with my family on Christmas.
Yeah, that would make sense because you barely spend time. Because obviously, you probably miss each other in some certain cases.
Yeah, because I do a majority of all my work hours during school time for when my daughter's in school, but then I work all day on a Saturday because you have to work at least 10 hours unsociable.
Oh,
and basically before COVID and during COVID, I used to work night shifts for the bank, which suited me fine because I'd work four nights on, and then my father-in-law, when I was working, would have his 4 days off because we used to work alternate shifts. He'd have my daughter about 1 or 2 days a week, so we used to save more on childcare because my mother would have the baby for 1 day, and then we'd have 1 day childcare, and it used to work out really good for us. But then COVID put a spanner in the works eventually, and we all got on the night shift, got served with notice of potential redundancy. So it was either work days or take redundancy. So my redundancy was only 4,000. And it's pointless taking the 4,000 unless you really needed it. And the pension working for a bank is too good just to let go of, just like that.
Yeah.
So I just went to days, but then they give you the option to pick the hours that you want to work. And they
work full time, right?
Yeah, and they're really accommodating with changes in shifts as well. Because there's some days that they're desperate for people to work on. So if you say, look, I need to cut my hours on this day, because I work this day instead, they'll basically like drop their trousers for you and then just let you do it because they're so desperate. So
it works out in your favour then, really. I mean, my friend Steve, he works in I can't remember, warehouse. He's been there for years. Oh gosh, it's DHL and Marks and Spencers together, and he hasn't really explained, but I think he does he loads up the lorries at night, but he never used to do that. He used to do something else in the day. But when COVID come along, he was forced to work nights. Now this guy's never done a night shift in his life. And he's still not used to it now. He's been doing it, 2.5 years now?
Oh, I love the night shift.
I did nights. I did nights nearly all my life. You know, as soon as I turned 18, I did nights.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Experienced you done my night.
You work
and,
one night a year.
Yeah. But you got to get yourself into a routine when you do nights, you know, and my nights used to change from sometimes I'd start at 4 in the afternoon and wouldn't finish until 4 in the morning. Or sometimes I would start at 2, but then I wouldn't finish until 6 in the morning. I never did a 3 day on, 3 day off like my friends does, but he does. He's got a strange shift because tonight he starts at 10, so he finishes at 6 in the morning. But on Friday, he will start at 4 and finish at 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He'll finish at 11. And his other friends, because he needs to sleep, would come round early in the morning, about 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock, knock him up and go out all day. You know, and I told his friends, I goes, look, you've worked your day. He is in his night time. And he's suffering for it. You know, he's eating crap all the time. He's borderline diabetes now. And that's why he was calling me earlier. He comes here and he just sleeps, and I just let him sleep. You know what I mean? He's sleep, not quality sleep. And I told his friends, don't go round. If I see you round there, I'll tell you to go away. You know, because he only lives down the road. You know, when I'll make sure that he's okay. I've known him for 40 years. Was it? Do you know, I can't think. I think a long time. When I first moved into my 40 years, coming up 40 years, and he's always done a day shift, but they took on to this night shift, and he's no spring chicken. You know what I mean? They put him onto this night shift. I think it was bad for him. They should have put a few younger lads on night shift, and he can't get in on Sunday night. So when he starts work Sunday, he has to get a taxi in. You know how much taxis are now. So he loses more or less a day shift to get a taxi there and a taxi in. Because when he's coming home, there's no buses. I think he leaves at 5. There's only one bus to town that he's got to get from town to here. So he walks. So that's at 5:15 in the morning. He gets the first bus. That's a shuttle bus. So he misses the first bus out, and so it's quicker for him to walk home by the time the next bus comes round. And by the time he uses the 2 taxis, whatever he does, that's over half his shift. You know, it's 40 odd quid, 20 quid there and 20 quid back. And if he can't afford it, you get a shuttle bus in, but he misses the bus. But it's ridiculous. But his friends come around early in the morning and say, "Oh, do you want to go out all day?" And if I see them, I say, "Go home, let him sleep." You know what I mean? He not wild at all, you know. So, but it is an odd feeling if you've never worked nights. It is odd. It is an odd feeling. I fell asleep on my first night. I'd done my very first night, and I sat on this chair against the hydrogen cabinet, falling asleep. And I thought, okay, I'm 18. This should be easy. You know, it's going to be a doddle. They had bets on when I'm going to fall off the chair. It was about 40 minutes. I smacked my face on the floor and went, "What was that?" You know, do you remember the Tango advert where the guy gets hit the Tango? Yeah. I look like that. And 40 minutes. My mate won a tenner. But I never fell asleep after that. So
the best thing about working like 4 on, 4 off when I was doing nights was if like they used to do an audit. They don't do it anymore. They just audit us. better throughout the year, but you used to have to have 2 weeks consecutively off for the audit, and then you'd be locked out of your computer and everything. During that time, your pass would be disabled, so you weren't allowed into the building or anything. And when I used to do nights, if I had my audit 2 weeks off, I'd get 20 days off in the trot because of the way that everything worked. Because you'd have 4 days off, normal off, then your 4 working days off, then your other 4 days off, then your 4 working days off again, and then your other 4 days off. So it used to work really well with that respect. And even if I booked a week off, then a week off for me would end up being 12 days.
Yeah, it's my mate does that as well. He does. He's worked at it was Austin Rover, Presthill, now it's BMW. He's been there over 30 years, and he's always done nights. And he's got to a point now. He does 2 nights on, the rest of the week off. So he does Saturday and Sunday nights. So he goes in at 4, he finishes at 6, and that's it. He says, "I'm doing any more. I'm walking out. Bye bye." And if you want me to do any hours to run the presses or whatever, because like a press, he's got himself into a press manager. So and he go, right, I want that person run that person run that. So he runs the team leaders.
Oh, Santa's obviously a professional with our rapping.
Whoa, look at that. And impressive. Tracy did well on that one.
Lots of practice.
But yeah, so he's waiting to retire. Actually, that's what he wants to do. So he's just breaking down his time now. So he's like, "I'm leaving, going home," and they're calling. "Oh, something's happened." They say, "There's plenty of guys in there who are maintenance. I'm not maintenance. Goodbye." That's because he's got the influence. So they've offered him redundancy about 12 times in a year. He said, "No, I'm not taking redundancy for anything. You can either retire me," and he's too expensive to retire. So he's never had any other job apart from, well, when it was Presthill, Leyland, British Leyland, and now BMW, Austin Rover, BMW. But yeah, it's 30 odd years, which is unheard of today to anybody being that length of job.
The average length of time that someone stays in a job now in the UK is, I think, it's 4 years.
2 to 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's about 4 or 5 years, just because everyone, there's lots of mobility available now with jobs.
There is, but there's also a lot of name changing, you know what I mean, from the companies, and they offer you different contracts. Steve owns that truck. He was up his job for a long time, over 12 years, and they actually offered him a new contract after COVID, because when Marks and Spencer's, took over the company, they still had the DHL. So some people work for DHL and some people work for Marks and Spencer's now. So he's got a new Marks and Spencer's contract, which basically voids his long-term DHL contract. So even though he's doing the same job, it overturns that. So, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth, basically. Give me the scrapper.
I think back in the days when my mother used to get me to help her make candles. And we used to sell them to bring in some extra money in the house. But that was followed up by 2 years of working in a bakery as a baker. And then I also worked as a butcher. So I've been a butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker.
Oh, cool. Now you're a rapper. Now you're the chief delivery driver.
That's right. Now I'm much better than DSL or UPS or any of those other ones.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely better than every.
And he's a rapper.
A rapper.
He's the
Give us a
Jay-Z
rap
of
rap.
he's the Jay-Z of the North Pole.
Yeah, Jay-Z at the North Pole.
Your
Give us a
mommy
Santa
gonna
Claus
poop it up, man.
Oh man.
But yeah,
So-
so lots to look forward to for Christmas. So usually we normally have my in-laws over. We've had them over the last 3 years. Finally convinced my mother and father this year to have food with us. My mother's very particular and fussy with how she likes her veg.
Oh, someone's
So-
like that as well.
Yeah, so I've told my mother, look, come over early enough, prepare the veg and cook it with Kirsty. And then when the veg is on, then we can then open all of our presents and everything then. But
Yeah.
but we always prepare the veg the night before. We opt for the low stress element. What I normally wake up, say about 6 o'clock on Christmas Day, and I start cooking all of the trimmings ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then come when Sophia normally wakes up at about 8-ish, the trimmings are done. Then Kirsty doesn't have to worry about any of that then, and then the turkey goes in. Because we don't let the turkey rest like for ages. We leave it rest for long enough like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
But I just find it easier because any last minute bits and bobs that I need to tidy up around the house or prepare, I just put the trimmings in to cook, and then I just sort it all out then and leave everyone else rest.
Apparently, turkey rested too much, or you wouldn't have been caught.
There's one of the main butcher. Well, it's the only butcher now, or the main butcher locally, within my town. Every year he does a fantastic meat hamper, and so you get like a 2 kilo turkey crown. You get a really nice big gammon joint. You get a nice beef joint in there. You get your pigs in blankets all in there. You get like extra bacon, and the bacon's like the thick bacon. So it's almost like
That's not the streaky bacon.
Back
No,
bacon.
this is probably back.
Yeah, we call it back bacon over here. Streaky bacon is when used around like pigs in blankets.
That's right. It's used to add some oil to the meats.
Yeah. And I don't know, sometimes he normally just like throws eggs in. Sometimes as well, because like most people are just like an egg sandwich and stuff. Like just for breakfast and stuff like that. So he does the egg and bacon that way. This year, because there's a growing number of bird flu cases within the UK.
Yeah, begins in May, doesn't it? That one they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, they basically the UK government and DEFRA, who is like the Department for Environmental something or other.
Yeah.
Was it Department for Environment, Farmers and Agriculture? And they've ordered everyone with domestic birds that they have to be kept under cover to prevent wild birds from infecting the population.
Right.
Then, because that's more devastating on the food chains and everything then as well. But they've had to cull something like over 5 million chickens so far in the UK because of bird flu, and it's affected turkey. So they like the price of a turkey it is getting quite expensive now. So like with like the supermarkets where they freeze them, they would have like bought them like a couple of months ago before everything like grew too bad. But like because he's a butcher, everything's fresh, obviously. So where he used to do the meat for like £65.
I was going to ask how much that was going to be because actually something was a good deal.
He's undersold it now because of like the prices, really should have been offering it for about £75 or £80
Wow.
because of the price of turkey and meat. So, but he's a good, honest trader. He sold them for that price, and that's what you're gonna get.
Sounds like
Have you?
you got yourself all together for Christmas.
Yeah, so it's like, like I said, it's just good to finally convince my mother and father just to come this
Oh,
year.
good then.
So, like my father's more worried about leaving the dog by herself. So we're not allowed.
Fine.
We're not allowed pets, like
Yeah.
like dogs or anything. I've got fish. It's like fish aren't gonna like pee and poo on the carpet unless they jump out. But so it's like, because it's not going to be long. I've told my mother and father, look, you're not going to be like she's not going to be living with us, the dog. So just bring her up, and we'll all just have it together, and the dog will have her own little like plate of dinner as well. Then
That's what Finney does. He has his like human food, is like, you know, bit of chicken and whatever we're having, and he loves his dinners. But yeah, so I was going to say, have you ever seen a YouTube channel called Welsh Farmer?
no.
Check him out.
I follow. Oh, crumbs! What's his name? Who Evans? I can't remember. He's I follow a lot. It's like I don't watch many YouTubers because I don't have enough time in the day.
No, but I'm just saying, as a perspective being Welsh,
Yeah.
You check out his channel, what the food chain is like, because he has to keep all his coop in under wraps and his eggs and stuff.
Yeah, I follow like homesteaders and like self-sufficient growers.
No, this is a proper. He owns an egg factory and farm factory.
Yeah.
And he's saying it's not always what you seem it is. And he was telling, do you know the eggs? And this is one of his videos I saw the other day. And Black Belt Barristers put up a website that you can go and buy these eggs for half the price. And Aldi's jumping on it now. They're going to spend 15 million to get these eggs out of his farm. And they're normal eggs, nothing wrong with them. And the companies like Sainsbury's, Tesco's, that won't take them because they've got maybe have an extra bit of calcium on it. They don't look right. He goes, he goes, they're the same eggs, the same packaging. It's just that they aesthetically, they don't look the same. So they keep thousands of these eggs back. Black Belt Barrister. If you look for Black Belt Barrister, he's got a link. You can buy loads of these eggs off him. I think it's something like 10p an egg, if that, 5p an egg.
It's like lots of supermarkets and won't buy like fruit and veg if it doesn't look like nice to the eye.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with it inside.
It's like for example, if a cucumber has a bend in it, then they won't buy them because they can't fit as many cucumbers in a crate to ship them off.
Right, absolutely, that is exactly what happens, and that's what he's explaining. He goes, I can't get rid of these eggs because he can't sell them the way he wants them because they're commercial eggs. And he goes, I got over 1.5 million eggs here, and I can't sell them. There's nothing wrong with them. They are just been sorted to there's like a grade 1 and a grade 2, is it? But it's like that, isn't it? And he breaks to opening absolutely nothing wrong, perfect looking eggs. So the Black Belt Barrister set up a website that you can go and buy all these eggs, and providing you're in your local area. I'm just saying because obviously you're Welsh. He does it in Wales, but I'm not sure where he is to you.
There's so much wastage in the food industry. It's stupid.
Oh,
like an egg will be rejected if it's too pale,
too pale,
too
too
dark,
much spots on it,
too big,
whatever.
Too big, too small.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's probably the same in the United States and Canada as well. They probably got the same issues where they say, oh, everybody's wasting food, but it's not. It's the companies wasting food, and then blame it on the consumer because there's not enough date on it, not enough shelf life.
It's something like a third of all food produced is wasted.
I have to bring this up because it's something I remember seeing during the pandemic here. They couldn't get onions to market here in Alberta, and they went and did an interview with an onion farmer, and you took a look, and all the onions that he had gotten ready for market was sitting literally as mountains in his field, rotting. We're talking mountains of onions that couldn't be used because they just couldn't be sold. They couldn't get them to market. There's too many restrictions. It was too costly. It was cheaper for them to get the government subsidy for a failed crop than it was for them to sell the onions that they had there rotting. So
I bet you
have a situation on this planet when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I think I watched that interview as well. The only problem is they couldn't understand a word that he was saying because he couldn't stop crying because of all of the onions.
oh, good grief! Oh, and speaking of crying, I almost felt like crying the other day. Our Andrew come up to me and he found out that I wasn't putting on Christmas festivities in our house at the workshop here. I said, the first time in 50 years, I've got just a miniature little tree that's probably about 2 or 3 feet tall in the living room. That's it. No decorations inside. It's completely empty. No, and I'm not making any Christmas dinner. I'm not doing anything because my daughter has invited, for the first time in half a century, me to go to one of my kids' houses to celebrate Christmas with them. My boy leans over to me and goes, "But Dad, don't you feel like you're going to be missing something at Christmas?" I said, "I'm Santa. What the heck are you talking about?" I said, "There's no way that I'm missing anything." He says, "Well, you did miss one thing, Dad. We're having a baby."
Oh.
Well, here I am at my age. I'm going to be, instead of a great-grandfather, I'm going to be becoming a grandfather again.
That's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations, Grandpa.
Yes,
congratulations to you and your family, man.
Won't be able to bend down to pick the kid up.
But remember, he's not an elf.
I got the elves to do all that. You guys, change that diaper over there.
The problem is, with you in the room with the baby and lightning, if you bend over and you fart, no one will know if it's you, the dog, or the baby anyway, so it's fine.
We've already had this conversation now. I crawled into bed next to Mrs. C, and my dog jumped in on the other side of her, and we both let them rip, and I think she melted. It was just a combination that she couldn't bear.
She threw mushy peas at you.
She goes, "Who did that?" "Well, not me." "No, it was both of you." Yeah.
Can you imagine though? You got a little baby, your little grandson there, right? And you're wrapping up your presents. You start wrapping up the babies. Something's wrong here. Something's missing.
I've got my Christmas glass as well. With my key on.
That's what we got getting at some Christmas festive glasses this year, isn't it?
I got some big mug of eggnog that's coming as soon as I leave you guys because I'm going to get myself something really nice for dinner.
I'm gonna if you look for a channel called Black Belt Barrister, he's got a link to the egg thing he set up. It was all done by GoFundMe, and he's got that Welsh farmer's link to sell because he can't sell the eggs like some people. When you drive down the road, you see eggs for sale, because he's a commercial farm, he has to go through the right channels. But this way, it's commercialized, so he can get rid of these eggs. And I thought, you being in Wales, You know, I don't know where the districts are going to be in relation to you, whether it's nationalised yet or whatever. I don't know, but I thought it'd be something that would be useful for you.
It's just like I said earlier. It's just like a third of all food produced is wasted. There's like a third of all food produced can feed the world 1.5 times over again.
Oh, we know.
Even in the current crisis.
Even in the current crisis, no one will have to starve. And if food is appropriated through the right channels, so those who can't afford food, they can put the money towards their heating, so they don't have to freeze to death as well.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lovely old lady in England, and she sits there. She works. She's a cleaner. She's something else, isn't she? But she's retired because obviously she needs money. She started a new job as a cleaner. So at her age, she should be enjoying her retirement, you know. And she's moved into like a. She's actually moved into like a 2-bedroom bungalow flat thing. She used to have, obviously, her husband passed away a few years ago. She's got a daughter that's about 60 miles away, and she is facing living costs because she's in the grey area where she's working, but they won't give her any benefits because she's on a pension.
That's bad.
Right, and she in the mornings it costs her, I think it's about £5 to get the bus to work, and then it's because the bus route takes her out the way. She has to catch 2 buses on the way home. So what she does, she either alternates. She'll walk to work early in the morning, which is about 3 miles away, and for an older lady, it's like walking a marathon, obviously. Then she does her shift, and she has these 2 buses home, which costs the same amount having 2 buses, basically. And you try adding that up, she's on whatever the hourly rate is, what she gets, but then she has to pay part rent because she don't own her own, part rent, council tax. She's switched off her TV. She has the heating on when she gets in, an hour before she gets in, and then an hour before she goes to bed, so the bed gets warm. And she struggled having bread, didn't she? She has 1 cup of tea and a slice of bread. Her daughter comes on a Sunday. It was 60 miles, so it's a 120-mile trip. And then she brings her food, but she can't cook the food because her electricity bill has gone up by £500, which is ridiculous. And that's on an average, you know, a one-person shouldn't be paying £500 extra on top of their bill.
Yeah. I'm seeing it in Canada here, and it's the statistics have come out just for food. It's going to cost the average Canadian family an extra $1,000 this year. An extra $1,000. Now, that's not including, of course, as you know, we have very cold. So we're looking at everything, the heating, all the utilities, everything has gone up, and it's stretching people to the point where some people are only eating 1 meal a day if they're lucky.
Or not feeding their sows, but feeding the children.
Yep, of course, parents will do that. The children will eat.
And if you can't look after yourself, you can't look after your children. And people are giving their pets away. They're letting pets go, running stray, because especially cats, because they can't afford to feed the cats. It's either your child or your cat, or your dog. Who are you going to feed?
Yeah.
There was a news story that actually came out just a couple of days ago, talking about the cost of living crisis. That there was someone in Cardiff living off dog food because it was cheaper than some of the stuff.
Oh, absolutely. That's quite commonplace. It's bad. It really is bad.
But if you look at like the ingredients for like pet food and stuff, there's a higher meat content, and in some respects, better quality stuff that goes into pet food than what humans consume anyway.
Yeah. It's just the vitamins and stuff they add into it.
Like it sounds disgusting, like for some, and sad, but like they might be getting a hell of a lot better nutrition from eating pet food than some of the crap that we eat anyway.
Yeah, I mean there is actually pet food tasters, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Truthfully, that's why we have to really focus on this, especially this time of year, the idea of giving, and whatever you can do, whether it's financial, food, your own time, whatever you can to help others goes a long way, because people, especially since this pandemic we went through this past, paying it forward and helping others. There's too many people hurting, and what better time of year than right now to get out and help folks. That's why I'm loving the our community that we're in, because I'm seeing a lot of stuff going on, like coining around, getting they're doing the big thing for Toys for Tots for the kids. There's a farm that the chap lost their home, and they're doing a fundraiser so that they've got a little bit of money to get a roof over their head. I'm seeing it close by, all these different food banks. It's not just the regular, even the veterans food banks. People are being extremely generous despite how little they have. They're willing to share, and that warms my heart.
In some respects, it's the opposite over here, because the cost of living is costing so much now that people don't have the spare funds to donate to food banks. They were generous enough.
That way as well. I mean,
that is also a problem.
And some of them are just drying up. Nope.
They're actually rationing food in some supermarkets. I think it's starting on the 12th or 15th of December, where they're rationing out turkey. You can only take one turkey home, no matter how big your family is.
Not just the foods too, but over here, our medicines. You go into the pharmacy, the shelf absolutely empty.
Yeah,
you can't get medicines.
It's amazing that there's so many people out there that run the countries. That's a small minority that run countries, parliaments and stuff. And it seems to be so dodgy that when the pandemic hit, everybody collaborated. And it seems like they're still collaborating. Even they have differences, they're still collaborating.
The problem is with food production then as well, where like lots of people are starving and X, Y, Z is happening, is that with globalization, they've taken out food production of certain things from one country, put it 3,000 miles away, if not further away, have it grown in that country because it's cheaper and the temperatures might be a little bit warmer. Then you've got to pay the cost of flights and freight and everything to get it back over into the country. When you've got green spaces up and down the country that could easily be turned into community gardens, as long as you put perennial food there, or like fruit trees, anything like that, food that grows and comes back year after year, you're going to solve hunger issues.
Kyle, you're bringing in a point that this is not new. This is not
this happened in the war.
After World War II, especially in Great Britain, you guys grew victory gardens and had community plots, and it happened in the States and Canada as well. You have to start growing your own food, or you'd starve.
Yeah, it was. I remember it was my grandfather. He was a farmer. That's why he didn't join the war. But I don't know about my grandfather. I don't know much about my grandfather's from my nan's family. But a couple of my uncles went to war. And My dad was too young to join any kind of service. He was the youngest boy. The rest were girls. But my grand, he would say to us, your back garden is just grass back then. But the government introduced this program to grow your own potatoes, onions, radishes, tomatoes. Anywhere it's space, you can grow something.
Yep.
And he used to have this greenhouse. He built it on the side of the kitchen, and it would have cress, radishes, tomatoes, and then outside would be like the root vegetables, the peas. And I went up to my Uncle John. It was virtually the same way. He goes, "Yeah, this is a war program. This is from the war," and yeah, it was a big program. Kids were involved.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's going to happen again.
Oh yeah, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt.
People will only go hungry so long before they say, "That's it. We got to do something now."
The governments have maybe four commodities on us.
Mm-hmm.
And food, oil, pharmacy, and finance.
And water.
And water, yeah, 5. Water, maybe air. You know what I mean? I'd be taxed with how much air we'd have. I better not shout out too loud.
The problem is, with a lot of the solutions that we need, we need to go back like 50, 60 years. And that's all we've got to do. Because
that's exactly what you have to do.
If we go, like, there's an emerging, like, market and popularity in what they call zero waste stores. So, like, where people are trying to be more sustainable, so there's no, like, wasteful packaging and stuff like that. So, and you measure and weigh all of the items that you want to buy and what you need, and then you pay for it that way. So you take, like, an empty, like, jar that you had, like, pickles in or something like that. You clean it out yourself. You take it to the store. You fill it. You weigh the jar so you know how much the jar weighs, so you don't pay any extra. You fill it up with, like, lentils. Weigh it again so you know how much product you have, and that's what you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, though, with today's produce, it's mass produced in the wrong environments. I mean, there used to be seasonal foods. That's the whole point. Now you can get them all the time, and we've been lazy as a people to be supplied by these supermarkets to have artificial foods. Now, who remembers when date codes come onto foods? That's been a while. Into the 80s. Having date codes, best before, best by. You could have had a box of. I remember my dad used to order bananas and tangerines to Christmas, and they would last all Christmas, all month, maybe 2 months. A bag of nuts don't even last that much anymore. They last a couple of maybe about 3 weeks before they start going rotten, because they've grown so quickly and so unnaturally. Even pears used to get pears. And they've been ripe. Now they're like hard as apples. You have to wait ages before they go ripe. You know what I mean? Then you've only got them for 2 days before you can eat them.
I don't know what it's like in.
EAC was asking whether we're going to do the pay it forward wheel.
I haven't got my book with me.
So are we going to do it day after tomorrow or whatever?
Yeah, if you're not streaming tomorrow, I won't bother streaming tomorrow. If you're not with me tomorrow, I won't bother streaming tomorrow, because that gives me
tomorrow when I'm not here.
But it'll be definitely Thursday. You're in Thursday, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be back Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll stream on Thursday. Promise to stream on Thursday. We did a pay it forward on Thursday, and we'll catch up. I'm sorry, I just haven't been in right frame of mind.
That's understandable.
I want to do it. I mean, this is probably the first time I've actually felt like me. That's why I'm probably on a bit of a high right now, because I'm mumbling on about everything 100 miles an hour. And I apologise. you know, I love being on the streams with Santa. I love being on the streams with Kyle, Taffy, everybody else. It's one of my favourite things, and I don't like missing a stream. And I thank you guys for coming out, joining us. But yeah, pay it forward to be on Thursday. I'll stream on Thursday, and hopefully, because I'll wait 10 days for my results. So hopefully, it's nothing. It's just, I don't know, muscle repair or whatever. I don't know.
I don't want to look like I'm flipping you off. I'm crossing my fingers the best I can. I'm not flipping you off. I'm crossing my fingers.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
So as I announced, I'm cutting the
It's funny.
Thank you for dropping in, and I guess we'll get back together on Thursday.
Yeah.
For the treasure trove.
Definitely get back on track. I've missed you guys. I even said, Santa, I miss you. You know, it's been strange, and we got into this, this collaboration streams with everyone, and it's fun. You know, we talk about anything, and that's what it's all about. You know, so yeah. I know it's a bit off topic as well, but who cares?
Can I be the odd American here for a second?
You are the odd American here.
I'm overly sensitive, you know, because you guys don't tend to do that over in the UK and stuff, but I love you guys.
Straight back at you, brother.
We love you too, Kyle.
Yeah, you are a good guy. You are one of the best, and
love the whole world.
Absolutely. And it's, I mean, I love what you guys do. I enjoy what you collect, what your stories are, and your cultures, wherever you are. Even the Welsh. I mean, I'm supporting the Welsh. They've got more castles than this. That's what I'm jealous. No, if you ever go, I'll tell you, Wales is an absolute beautiful. If you ever go there, it's a beautiful country. It really is.
I'll get there eventually.
Absolutely, well, especially around up in the north, in the hills. Over, if you drive over Snowdonia, go on the train, go on the Santa. Me and you and Kyle is going to go over the copper mines on a zip line. Okay, it goes 100 miles an hour.
Did you see the look on his face?
I'm a Marine. I can do it. You can't take the Marine out the boy.
That sounds like so much fun. Oh my goodness.
100 miles an hour.
I've been telling my wife when if we ever go up north, that's one of the things I'd love to do. It's the fastest zip line in the world in Wales.
It's over a mile long and it goes 100 miles an hour.
Well, I hope they give you goggles because you don't want to get any bugs in your eyes.
I would do that hanging upside down, facing the direction I'm going, hanging upside down by my knees.
Whatever you do, I'll do. I don't mind. Because there's only one way you can go. You can either do it properly or crash. So
yeah, I've done some really good zip lines. I love them.
I love zip lines. Absolutely. I reckon they're the best thing ever made on planet Earth. Lauren wants to do it as well. And inside, it's actually inside. I want to go onto the inside the cave. There's like they got rope. They got like a rope thing in there, and you can slide down the ropes and everything. And it's inside. It actually suspends inside the copper cave. And I think it's something like 250 foot down. So it's like a big ball, but it's like a bouncy thing you go around on. And you're in a suit.
Repelling into spelunking.
And then
you can do an Aussie rappel where you actually hook and you run. You hook.
They don't do that there.
You got the Caribbean back instead of the front.
It's built for kids, so they don't do that there.
Hands in the front instead of the back. It's fun, Aussie.
Yeah. I've had a go going down like that once when I was in the cadets. That was
stretcher down the side of a cliff.
I was going to say, there's an Aussie one upside down.
I done a couple of abseils down. One I slipped, as I told you, Skipper. You know, I was grabbing the wrong safety rope, and you're supposed to grab both, and I didn't have gloves on. I had blisters going all down my hands.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's bad.
Well, it was as I went over. Yeah, me, a load of people went down. Of course, I went over, and the smallest piece of stone went under my foot, and of course, like straight down.
Ooh.
So lucky I didn't actually swing into the rock. That was one good thing because there's an overhang. But yeah, that one tiny piece of stone, just anywhere I can step was safe. No, I had to step on the loose
Dale,
stone.
I want you to hold that thought for Thursday so we can carry on, because I
absolutely
make myself invisible here.
Sorry, I really apologize.
I just want to wish everybody a wonderful evening, and we will see you on Thursday.
Are you playing crib?
Not probably not tonight.
Okay, no worries.
Let me know which crib game you. I think you put a link in.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah,
it's on Facebook. It's on Facebook Messenger.
I haven't got a Facebook Messenger downloaded, so
you're gonna have to set that up
then. Hang on, how to get to Facebook?
But if you play Kyle, you be gentle on him, because I've been pretty rough on the guy. He's one of
you've had ridiculous hands lately.
See, we keep talking. I want to wish everybody a good night. Thank you for stopping in, and we'll talk to you.
Take care, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Is it